Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from your respective positions, wherever you are around the world, across the four corners of the globe. Once again, you are welcome here on the platform of Awakening of Consciousness. In the international news headlines, we have two major events this evening of April 29th, 2025. These two major events, the first concerns the brand new German foreign minister who has just been appointed, who wants to align with the spirit of the new German chancellor. This brand new minister has just seriously threatened Russia. And more specifically, he has just threatened Vladimir Putin. What are Germany's real intentions? Hasn't Germany learned the lessons of the past? Or is it because Russia is set to celebrate on May 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2025, its victory over Nazi Germany, that a show of force is necessary? But what remains clear is that this minister you see here is setting the tone of his ministry towards Vladimir Putin's Russia, but more seriously towards Vladimir Putin himself. From what he said, we observe that it is the revival of the real conflict, which now risks directly opposing Germany to Russia. The second event concerns an unprecedented situation that Zelensky has just revealed: the imminent participation of Belarus in an offensive, destabilizing, and devastating operation that Russia is reportedly seriously preparing against NATO, against Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the two major events that we will discuss in this video conference, which I ask you to share as widely as possible, share in all groups, and give many likes. And to stay informed at all times, please subscribe to this page. And don't forget to activate the notification bell. It's your identity card, your access card to these video conferences. Let's dive deeper. Just after his appointment, the new German foreign minister threatens Vladimir Putin. What does he say? He says this: "I think it must be clear to everyone, and especially to Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, that we will stand by Ukraine. We will support Ukraine and offer it the opportunity to be on an equal footing with Russia. Maranatha." He promises that Germany will offer Ukraine the opportunity to be on equal footing. We won't say on an equal footing, that's redundant. We'll say it anyway. On an equal footing to allow people to understand. Otherwise, it's to be equal or on the same footing with Russia. How is it possible that 21st century Germany thinks this way? Even in the past, Germany could never do anything against Russia. Moreover, Russia is going to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the victory over Nazi Germany on May 8th, 9th, and 10th, for which Russia has ordered a 3-day ceasefire. Germany is determined, ladies and gentlemen. Germany is fully ready. The new leadership team is ready to sacrifice lives, ready to sacrifice the economy, to put Ukraine on an equal footing with Russia. But it's a dream. How is it possible for Ukraine to be on an equal footing with Russia? First of all, it's a small territory. In terms of numbers, Ukraine no longer has military forces. Tell me, where are these military forces going to come from? Yes, since it's the Westerners, we know very well that they will send military personnel in the form of instructors, etc. But we'll see Russia's response. You see, Russia cannot let such statements pass. They will. Maria Zakharova will put this gentleman in his place, the one who is there. Let's go into the depths, please. Have you shared the video conference? I want a lot of sharing. Lately, many have given up. We need to share as much as possible. This is the platform for raising awareness. The only free platform in Africa that gives you information and analyzes it without mincing words. Thank you so much to those who have always shared. I see your shares. I recognize your names. And sorry if I can't respond to your comments. I read your comments. These are the tasks shared between political engagements, the university, and the platform for awareness. My society is not always easy. There you go. So it continues. There you go. That's the statement he made. What's his name again? We should remember his name, this gentleman, because in the coming hours, we will be talking about him regularly. The brand new Minister of Foreign Affairs. Yes. You feel that it's a pro-Ukrainian who was there sitting observing the scene. And now he's in charge. He will calm down like Mark Rutte, the new Secretary General of NATO, who was very agitated. He knows the chemistry that Russia has. Maranatha, you respond to the Jaja. So, what's his name? Johan Wadeful. Johan Wadeful. There you go. PhD. That's it. That's what he said. So we'll see what happens. There's a great movie in the making. On the other hand, Zelensky made a statement, but even the beginning of his statement is frightening. He starts by saying, "May God save us from Russia." No, he says, "May God save us." Russia is preparing something in Belarus this summer. Sorry. What Russia is currently preparing there. It's that thing. Even against that thing, he says, "May God save us from it." Since his intelligence services have given him the information and assurance that what Russia is preparing is not for children. Russia is no longer in the game. You see, he starts with, "May God save us from it." So, the Ukrainian president declared during a speech at the Primoria summit that Russia was using exercises conducted in neighboring Belarus as a pretext. He said, "Look at Belarus. This summer, Russia is preparing something there under the guise of military exercises. This is generally how these new attacks begin." Maranatha, you respond to the Zaza. Yeah, well, Christians say Maranatha, which means, God, Jesus is coming back soon. There you go. And to the Zaza. That's in my jargon, not in my language. In my jargon, it means glory to our ancestors. We are not going to talk about Jesus Christ without talking about our ancestors. Glory to the ancestors. So, what's happening? This summer, what Russia is preparing is serious. And Volodymyr Zelensky now knows Vladimir Putin's modus operandi. He says, this is how it starts. The man is afraid of Vladimir Putin. He knows the way Putin operates. He says, they are conducting military exercises in Belarus. He says, it's a pretext. These are military exercises. He says, this is how attacks start. So much so that he knows Putin, he is afraid. He says, this is generally how these new attacks begin. But where this time? That's his big concern. Where will the attack start? He says, I don't know. In Ukraine? In Lithuania? In Poland? God forbid. But we all must be ready. All our institutions are open to cooperation. This is what he declared. So, do you see his communication strategy? He informs that Russia is preparing. But where is Russia going to start the attack? In Ukraine? In Lithuania? In Poland? Since these are countries that have shown intentions against Russia. So, these countries should prepare themselves. Since even these countries are already getting ready. For some time now, for 3 weeks already, we have talked about it here on the platform of awareness. For all those who have not followed these video conferences, you can visit the page. Scroll through. All the videos are dated. You will see the videos from the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th of April. You will see. We have done 2 to 3 video conferences on this topic. How is Lithuania preparing? How is Poland preparing? How is France itself preparing? Not to mention Great Britain. And so, young ladies and gentlemen, that was the international news headline. So please share it as much as possible. On my side, I will be back with you shortly with more news. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.